word has gotten out. World Tour riders, hard men, hard women, wheel suckers, and delusional gravel grinders congregate to take part in the most unique cycling event in the country, a one-day spring classic bike race that pits riders against themselves as much as a course designed to test their mettle. Now in its 9th year, the Canyon Belgian Waffle Ride is a milestone, proving the enduring power of the marriage of bicycle racing and gravel grinding. In preparation for the day on the bike, riders stuff their gullets with all manner of sugar, flour, butter, milk, and coffee, daring the processes of indigestion to rebel later when the race is underway and the pace picks up. Unlike other 1 or 2 hump spring classics, the Belgian Waffle Ride is a 140-mile slog across the varied terrain of San Diego County.
I'm honestly just nervous for the start. I know I can suffer, but I'm really nervous to just see that many people on bikes.
The devil in my dreams dancing in front of me, made me wanna believe. I feel your heart and soul.
Oh, look out. Hopefully I'm not gonna ride like I sat down tomorrow. I've purposely not looked at the course because I have no idea what I'm getting into, and I don't want to know until I'm there. Something about the cog noise, the road noise in the tires, getting away, clearing the mind. Riding, there's nothing else to explain it. You got the chills. Why bikes?
Until you come back home, till you come back
I heard something about a curb. That's probably the worst thing that could happen, a curb showing up and having a bunny jump.
It's just being the first into the dirt when you can. That way you don't have to worry about other people in front of you. You're able to just take the line that you want and full speed ahead.
That Lemon Twistenberg section is fun, but it's not fun around a lot of people, so.
This first dirt sector is only a couple miles in length, but it serves its purpose to separate riders quickly so that no large groups remain after only 13 miles of racing. Perhaps more important, it sets the tone for what ends up being a most definitive sector of the entire race, the Merhages Gate.
It's different being a former winner. I'm a domestique for Elevate KHS Pro Cycling, and I don't win that many races every year, so it's a little bit different role for me here. And so I'm very excited to be here and learn this pressure. It makes me a more well-rounded bike racer.
People are like, stop getting excited. You're gonna have, I'm like, it doesn't work like that.
I love racing my bike. There's no place I'd rather be. This is my family. There's so many people here that I know. My wife and my son, Seamus, is here. There's no place I'd rather be than a Belgian Waffle Ride, racing my bike.
froze to the sea. Baby, if you run away, baby, if you leave, I'm so in love with you, girl. You make me feel brand new. Come on, give it up to me. Let me take care of you. I know that your mama said I'm gonna make you cry all night. I'll cry a river of tears that flows to the sea. Baby, if you run away, give it up. Won't you give me your sweet love? Give me that love. Give it up. Need sweet love. I need you, girl. Yes, I need you. Give me your sweet love. Love, baby, baby. To give it up.
For those who haven't flatted, crashed, or simply given up, now is the time to settle in, take stock of the early damage the course has inflicted, and begin to settle into a rhythm that is sustainable for another 6 to 13 hours of pure misery.
I'm going to get hippie for a second. Something very primal about being able to move through space efficiently, right? If you're a hunter-gatherer and you're in the middle of the Sahara Desert or the jungle, you know, if there's a way that you can be moving and gaining over land quickly, that means survival, right? That means you're finding more food. This means you're foraging better. And so when you're on a bike, there's like this thing that triggers in a primal aspect of that you are moving through land efficiently, and so you have a better chance of survival.
The first real climb of the day, the Cat 2 Highland Ehrenberg. It commences just after our riders have stopped to clear the mud from their frames and all the other detritus they acquired along the way. Just 23 miles from the start, it's along the Ehrenberg that riders will have a hard time imagining nearly 111 more miles of misery. Yet they will whimper along, praying and mumbling to others, "That mountain off to the left isn't where we're headed, is it?" The answer is, maybe? As our lead men's riders pass the 40-mile mark, our women's leader finds herself not far behind. Sarah Sturm breaks away from a men's chase group, but does she know she's in the lead? I think not.
Do you know if there's a group ahead?
Yeah, I think you're it for female.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm winning? Holy shit.
Sarah soldiers on to the next unforgiving sector of the Belgian Waffle Ride.
Black Canyon, I think, is where we're kind of interested to see what happens. It looks pretty sandy through there, and it's an extended climb, so guys like Guyman or Stetna in particular, those guys could really shine there if we give them the opportunity. It'd be fun to try and kick it up the mountain with them.
Yeah, the Black Canyon climb is definitely going to be hard for me. It's a long, sustained climb.
Historically, I have not done so well on Black Canyon, so that's always in the back of my mind. That seems to do where the separation happens, so a lot of thought there.
Years ago, when I was here and I was fit, I cracked hard on Black Canyon, and that's not going to happen tomorrow.
The only reason I finished it one time was because they made the turnaround point like really far away, so I was forced to finish. So now with that knowledge, I may find a better shortcut. Why bikes? Bikes, that just, I tried baseball, was so-so, but machine pitch, I was okay, got struck out every now and then. Soccer wasn't really my thing. After I watched Karate Kid, I stuck with karate for quite a few years, but then Breaking Away, that movie changed my life, It was really, I'm the original cable guy, dude. You see a movie, you act on that movie, and that movie stuck with me. And it won Best Picture in '79. That's actually the year I was born. Wrote a song about it. Want to hear it? Here it goes. Just kidding.
Our riders approach the lonely Sutherland Damberg, which bumps and grinds and descends for another 3 miles. This sector is perhaps the most demanding downhill stretch of the entire race. In fact, the caution signs litter the trail. Slow the funk down. In addition to the jagged rocks and steep cliffs dotting the trail, our grinders must dodge the rattlesnakes, tarantulas, cougars, and turkey vultures that call this reserve home.
Well, I don't know if I'm racing BWR. I'm careful with that R word. I'm retired. That's the R word that I focus on. So I'm going to be in the group until I'm no longer in the group, however that works out. Now that it's no longer my job, the evidence would suggest that I enjoy this for some reason. That's why I'm still riding, racing, or whatever I do.
After miles of descending, our riders are starting to think they might survive this thing, only to be tricked by this deceivingly diabolical diversion, Sandy Bandy.
This will be my 3rd year doing BWR, and I have crashed all 2 years on the Sandy Bandy. I'm hoping to actually be able to ride Sandy Bandy this year, but good luck to me. I'll probably end up over my handlebars. There's so much power on 2 wheels. I used to ride horses, and it's the same thing. The bicycle's a vessel for adventure, self-discovery, and challenge.
Sandy Bandy. Some might even say quicksand. When riders do fall, they must make sure to wave their hand for one of the marshals to rescue them. Anyone caught trying to cut the course here is left to the not-so-swift suffocation only quicksand can provide. If completed, Sandy Bandy gives way to the next level of hell.
like doing new stuff. I like putting myself in new situations and meeting new people and seeing new places. Love just kind of seeing what I'm capable of. I think we kind of put ourselves in boxes, and I'm trying to like push out of that, so might as well do a road gravel event. Actually, at mile 100, it'll be really exciting because at just over that will be the longest I'll have ever ridden my bicycle for.
Mile 100 is a pretty dark place, as I recall, just as you realize you're not nearly done. You're not even close to being done, and there are some tough sections coming where you have to have your wits and your legs. So, yeah, mile 100 is a dark place.
The feeling you have at 100 miles is very dependent on the 99 before that 100. So we'll just see.
Hopefully at mile 100 tomorrow I'll be just in my groove with a group of riders that I want to ride with and I'm having fun riding with. If I do anything silly and try and stay with the leaders, then by mile 100 I'll be like, what an idiot.
Mile 100 is going to be, if somehow I survive this, I know there's lots of free beer. And if somehow I win this, there's an extra free beer.
Yeah, I start to get going at about mile 100, so that's when the good times will be happening.
Nothing really gets you outside and to be able to see so many things and meet so many people as cycling. And so the bike has been that outlet to really just meet wonderful people, see scenery that nobody else really explores. You're in a car, you browse past, all those wildflowers. When you're actually there, there are no windows stopping the scent to kind of creep in your nose. You really get to experience the whole picture, and so I really love cycling for that.
It's gnarly, man. She almost dropped me.
I know. You're running number 2 right now.
Welcome to the Oasis, the final place for riders to gather their wits and perhaps say a little prayer upon entering Quest Havensbergen. Still holding a strong lead on the chase women, Sarah Sturm makes her way through the Oasis, despite the best efforts of this evangelizing feller caught in the middle of the racecourse. Sometimes the Oasis offers scantily clad boys and girls, tequila shots, lavender spritzers, ice baths, live music, and bacon. Sometimes it offers the perfect place to sit and cry. Once our riders have had a chance to regroup and replenish, they continue on to the final climb of the day through the Questhaven retreat of the Christward Ministry. It's also where kids go in the middle of the night to drink White Claw and French kiss. At just over 100 miles, our lead pack of riders has dwindled down to 3. Eddie Anderson, Peter Stetina, and Ted King.
With a race, it can always be a little fast and hairy on some of the dirt sections, but there's no doubt you always worry about Double Peak coming home. It's just a grind.
And then there were 2. Peter and Eddie finally dropped Ted King on this final ascent up Muur van Dubbelberg, or Double Peak as the locals call it. This is the final real climb.
Again, the fact that the race is almost over is typically enough to keep me going, and the fact that this is all just temporary. This extreme suffering, discomfort, whatever you want to call it, it's only temporary. It'll be over as soon as you hit the finish line, and you'll wish you pushed a little harder.
When I'm going up Double Peak, the encouragement is going to be, it's the last hill and there is beer at the finish line, there is beer, there is beer, there is beer, you're almost done.
And yet, with a glance over his shoulder and an acceleration, Peter finds that he's now all alone. He reels in the riders from the shorter wafer event as a media vehicle continues to follow him up to the top.
Yeah.
So if you could whisper in your ear for tomorrow, what would you tell yourself as either you're starting that climb or in the middle of it, almost there?
I don't know what I would tell myself. Shut up, legs.
You're not going to die if you just pedal a little harder. It's almost over. Just pedal a little harder.
Shut up, legs, and just keep pedaling. Go harder and harder, and just, don't think about the pain. It's gonna, what goes up has to come down, so it's gonna get better after that.
There's a prairie land on the other end of this hill, and it's called beer.
one bike behind you.
Yes, indeed, Mr. Peter Stenna, 2019 Canyon Belgian Waffle Ride champion.
I had some cramps early on, and I had to start pulling out all the stops to mitigate those. So I was on the limit there, but then I was able to kind of ride through them. I've done a lot of classics, and this was, I don't think I've suffered that bad in a decade of being a pro. Ask me after a few beers.
Why bikes? Yeah, why bikes? Why not bikes? I don't know. Bikes have been bikes for me for like 11 years now of racing and riding and all of the things. I don't know. That's crazy. I can't even imagine my life without bikes. Thank you. I hate rules. I did my longest bike ride ever today. I won. I think the hardest part of the day was the finish. Like the last 2 miles, I was like, oh my God. Knowing my luck, I'll flat, and then the second place lady will come and pass me in the last mile. But no, it was really enjoyable. I realized pretty quickly into it that last summer I've bike packed almost all of the route out in the hills. I did it in 10 days, but so I improved my time from that. Oh my God, hold on, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with potato chips. That's my only advice, and know how to suffer. Okay, I'm gonna try and get off the stool.
Ed Anderson, Hagen Birmingham, young rider.
This okay? The hardest part of the race had to be that double peak climb at the end. Pete really laid it down, and I was definitely in the hurt.
Yeah, I mean, it was a real battle all day out there in the women's field, so which is super cool. There's a lot of really strong women here. So, yeah, I didn't even know the women that were first and second, so it's pretty cool. Yeah. Don't ask me if I'm coming back yet. I'll probably be back. Cheers.
Don't put too much pressure in your tires. Last stretch of dirt, I came around a corner, went down, and I just want to get up and be done.
Horsepower, plain and simple. That is my third consecutive BWR. First time with current World Tour fitness. Coming in with the winner here, Pete. I'd like to point out, I did call Pete for the win. Oh my God! Look at the size of me. I can't compete with these dudes. They have 4% body fat. I'm very happy with how the day went. I mean, to finish top 3 among this crew in this peloton, great success.
For many, this will be as close to Brussels as they will ever come. There is no failure for those who finish. There is no glory for those who cower, regardless of where their ride ends. This is a ride where the only statement you have to make will be made on the bike, with your legs, your spirit, and your force of will.
Why bikes? Why not? Like, bikes, it's your first mode of freedom, right? Like, my bicycle takes me so many places. It only happens in cycling that you have the old and the young, the big and the small, the tall and the short, the meek and the powerful all coming together riding at one time. A bicycle is an amazing vehicle, and that's why the bicycle, because it's an amazing vehicle. A lot bummed. Well, that did not go like I wanted. So many people have been supportive of me as a champion last year, and that's something I've never experienced before in all my racing career. 15 years racing at this level, I want to freak out. I just want to freak out. But at least I can look back and say that I emptied the tank, and then nobody can look back and say, well, Brian quit. I chased for 5 hours. I was cramping my hands. Like, my hands were cramped around the bar. I couldn't even get out of the drops. I just stayed in the drops. When you're racing, I think of it like there's a grenade in your hand. Someone tapes it in your hand and pulls the pin. Eventually you let go, and boom, right? And so it goes boom, it goes boom.
Full gas. Just, dude, head down. You're almost there. I've never won anything, so I'm still chasing that elusive top of the step. And so yeah, that's what motivates me for sure. Oh, dude. The battle to get to the single track first, I mean, was just full gas. Like, it was insane. The sand, there was so much sand. Just, I felt like there was sand everywhere. But yeah, it was, that was tough, man. That sand was tough. Sponsor me, Coke.
I've never zigzagged in a race, and I was zigzagging and just hoping that I'd pass out. So that was definitely the hardest part. It's been a rough year, and this was really refreshing and super hard. I've never worked so hard in my life. And I think I train all the time, I race all the time, but nothing like this. This is seriously the best thing ever.
I used to commute a lot. That was my introduction to bicycles. Thank you so much. One of the hardest parts was probably double peak. I was already cracked, crashed a couple times. I crashed at about mile 105 and got right back up at the lead group of guys. There was only 4 of them left. They didn't wait for me. So I tried catching, ended up crashing again about 5 miles later. and then crashed again somewhere around mile 125, 130. Fell off the side of that dirt descent about 10 feet down and had to pick up my bike and carry it back up.
Question, advice for people registering in 2020?
I don't know.
The finish is celebrated with kegs of Belgian ale from the Lost Abbey and all manner of Mexican delicacies apt for this Cinco de Mayo meets Brussels celebration. For those that make it back, they are provided glycogen replacement and spiritual healing. There are massage therapists, chiropractors, mechanics, spiritual healers, and a priest to hear your confessions. There are special rewards and recognition to those riders who compelled the media's attention, not simply the giants like Sarah Sturm, Sarah Max, Olivia Dillon, Peter Stetina, Eddie Anderson, and Ted King, who smashed the rest into submission, but the courageous soldiers, the riders who can endure, the friends who sacrifice, the daring comrades in arms who, though falling on their swords, fall bravely in the try. It is here that small victories will become large ones, where large victories will become mythic, where mythic victories will, through embellishment, beer, and camaraderie, become the stuff of legends. No effort will go unnoticed, and no flail will go unmarked. Riders drink deeply, and laugh more deeply still, and it will be the laugh of achievers, of friends, and of comrades in common cause.
Baby, and I can't make a move. Like a child, a star for love. I'll stay there as long as I have to. I'll cry a river of tears that flows to the sea. Baby, if you run away, baby, if you leave, in love with you, girl. You make me feel brand new. Come on, give it up to me. Let me take care of you. I know that your mama said I'm gonna make you cry all night. I'll cry a river of tears that flows to the sea. Baby, if you run away, baby, if you leave, I got to give it up to me, baby.